Okay, so if you're passionate about a cause, and I mean really passionate, there's one skill you've absolutely got to master: fundraising. In this explainer, we're going to give you a clear, powerful framework to turn that passion into real, sustainable impact. Let's dive in. For so many of us, the word fundraising just brings on this wave of anxiety, right? It can feel a lot like begging or like you're playing some high stakes game that you're just not equipped for. If that sounds at all familiar, you're in the right place. We're about to completely reframe how you think about it. So here's the thing: the single most important step in successful fundraising isn't some secret tactic, it's all about a mindset shift. We have to move from that feeling of asking for help to a powerful position of offering an opportunity. Let that idea really sink in for a second. You are not asking for a handout, not at all. Think of yourself as the bridge. You're connecting someone's desire to do good in the world with the real, tangible way to make a difference. You're offering them a chance to be part of the solution. And this simple change in perspective, it changes everything. The begging mindset feels weak. It's focused on your needs. But the investing mindset, well, that's powerful. It's all about the mission, and it invites the donor to become a hero in your story. Okay, so with that empowered mindset locked in, let's get practical. How does this build into an actual strategy? We're going to create a kind of map for your organization's financial health. This is the golden rule. Seriously, an organization that gets, say, 100% of its money from one big grant or one super generous donor is incredibly vulnerable. I mean, what happens if that one source dries up? The mission is over. The real key to long-term survival and growth is diversification. The secret is to build a diverse funding portfolio, and you can think of it in four main buckets. First, you've got grants. They can bring in big chunks of money, for sure, but they're also super competitive and can be pretty restrictive. Then there are individual donations from your community. These offer a ton of flexibility, but they're often smaller. Corporate sponsorships are fantastic for events. And finally, earned income, selling a product or service. That gives you the most freedom, but it definitely requires some real business savvy. A really healthy mix might look something like this. See, the slices don't have to be perfectly equal, but the risk is spread out. A good goal is to make sure no single source makes up more than, say, 40% of your total budget. So a big grant could fund a major project, while all those smaller individual donations cover your core costs. Now that is what financial sustainability looks like. Okay, we've got the mindset, we've got the map. Now for the single most important skill of all: crafting the ask. This is where you tell a story that connects a donor's contribution to real, meaningful change in the world. This right here is the secret. Seriously, nobody wakes up in the morning thinking, you know what, I'd love to fund an organization's overheads today. No way. They wake up wanting to make the world a better place. Your job is to answer their unspoken question: if I give you this money, what good is going to happen in the world? And here is the beautifully simple framework to do just that. Every single powerful ask has these three parts. You start with the problem, you present your solution, and you finish by showing them the amazing impact their investment is going to create. Let's look at some examples. Just look at the difference here. The bad example is all about your need. It's kind of vague. But the good example, it's about a specific, urgent problem in the community. It creates an emotional connection and makes the donor lean in. They want to hear more. Next up, the solution. Just asking for money without any context is, well, it's pretty uninspiring. You have to show a clear, direct path from their donation to the outcome. So don't just ask for 500 euros. Explain that your 500 euros will pay for the rent on a community room for 10 weeks. It's concrete, it's tangible, and it builds so much trust. And finally, the impact. This is where you get to paint the picture of the better world they're helping to create. It will make our project happen is just boring. But giving 30 young people a safe, supportive place to connect, that's a story. That's a legacy. Now that's an investment worth making. So you've got the mindset, you've got the map, you've got the message. Now, before you run off to change the world, let's just quickly cover a few common traps that can completely derail your efforts and, more importantly, how to avoid them. Let's be honest with ourselves for a second. This is the biggest emotional hurdle for most people. That feeling deep in your stomach when it's time to actually make the ask. It's a really, really common fear. And the fix is to go right back to that very first mindset shift we talked about. You aren't the one in need here. You're the facilitator. You're just giving someone else the chance to be the hero that your mission deserves. Remember, you're asking for the cause, not for yourself. Oh, this is such a classic mistake. You get the donation, you're totally thrilled, you spend the money, and then the donor never hears from you again. Until, you need more money next year. The crucial point to get here is that the donation is the start of the relationship, not the end of it. Following up with a thank you or a photo from the project or even just a quick report, that's not a chore. It's how you turn a one-time donor into a lifelong partner for your mission. And our final trap is this: siloing all the financial knowledge and responsibility with just one or two people, like the founder or the treasurer. This is a huge, huge risk for the long-term health of your organization. The solution here is to see fundraising not as a burden, but as a critical leadership skill that needs to be passed on. So use it as a mentorship opportunity. Get younger members involved in writing a grant or drafting the case for support. This is how you ensure your organization's mission can outlive any one person. Wow. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground, haven't we? From the core mindset to the practical steps and even the pitfalls to avoid. It's time to bring it all together and get ready for action. So let's just recap the big takeaways from this explainer. 1. Shift your mindset from begging to investing. 2. Diversify your income so you're never vulnerable. 3. Master that three-part story of problem, solution, and impact. And 4. Build real relationships and avoid those common traps. I'll leave you with this final thought. Fundraising isn't about taking from people. It's about giving them an opportunity to be part of something bigger than themselves. So the only question left is this: who will you invite to be a hero for your cause?